Okay, it's ready. Let's go. Now listen.
Strange. And I want to finish.
This is before I went to prison.
Risa's articles left off. If people had listened to me so long ago, 5 fucking years ago, a lot of people wouldn't have got hurt. A lot of people wouldn't have got manipulated or dead or destroyed or their whole lives fucked up because of wonderful, wonderful, dirty cops, reporters that want to turn their blind eye, corrupt government officials, and neighbors who were so scared of their own home that they kept burying their head in the dirt. No wonder that your kids leave as soon as they can. Marlene deserves what it gets. No, I hated it when I had to curse it. But the truth is, you get what you get. Not one person stood up for me. Recently, I have gone to a wonderful entity that's been started called the Government Crime Stoppers to report dirty officials. And I had so much. England got a lot of my files taken out of that, when he got into my computers. He didn't get them all. I had them backed up on 3 different accounts. All the videos of the cops doing all the stupid little things with those new police cars. And those 2-hour lunches. And the little tryst over at the Marlin Inn with Hurley and Priscilla. Yeah, most of the Marlin men have done Priscilla, and you know what? That's so sad. They want to call me names, but hell, she couldn't even do anything for herself anymore, and they were still going up there and knocking on her door. Sad. Now, Risa, the article I just read was about Falls County Jail. You really should go ask them if you could spend 5 hours in that jail. Live what we lived through. I spent 6 months there, 2 separate times, but 6 months total. You wake up in the morning in a teeny tiny room with 4 women. You are the 4th woman. Most of the time they don't get along. They're all hungry. Under our beds was so much black mold that my heart was hurting all the time. When I left Marlin jail, my stomach was extremely extended, and I thought it was from that fake meat that they give. It was parasites. When Chubby left that jail, he was dead, within an hour? I'm sure it was the parasites too. Parasites that were in the water that we had to drink when everybody else was on burn. They were getting their bottled water. That bottled water that was shipped to the Falls County Jail was not ever given it to the inmates, people. Never. Let's see. They would go and jerk our curtain down so that the men could see what we had, our goodies. There was inappropriate behavior between the guards and the females. They put me in the jail cell. They ruled me as the same extent as the woman that beat her cellmate to death. Jeremy was put in the suicide tank for a dog leash ticket, kept naked, and not given toilet paper for 34 days till his ass got so infected. It's records at the hospital, along with pictures. then they turned around and rearrested him that day for tearing up the suicide tank. Judge Stem, much respect, because you didn't treat me really bad. But suicide tank means that you are incompetent, especially being kept nude in a suicide tank. An incompetent person cannot be sent to prison for a crime. You sent my son to prison for a fucking year for a dog leash ticket because he tore a pad of the cell off to wipe his ass. Chief had him held down, and they sprayed pepper spray directly into his eyes. My son is not there because of Marlin, Texas. Sometimes I don't believe I am either. I don't know how we lived through it. Many times we pray for death, I can tell you that. I still wanted a woman when I did nothing. Did nothing. They admitted setting me up in court. They admitted the evidence was gone a long time before that deputy got to take the blame for it. England did the evidence a long time before that poor kid came in. He just got to be the fall boy. All my possessions that was ordered back to me was never given back to me. Nothing. Till this day, my emails with my email accounts will be hacked. Till this day. My mom would still be alive if it wasn't for y'all. Burnt my house down, Burrell. 7:30 in the morning, and you're on foot coming around my house when it's just blowing the fuck up. Y'all won't let me talk to the damn reporters. Tell them that it's an apartment complex. It was my home. Fire report. I get 1 year later that said there was no damage. Do y'all want to see the pictures of my home? My art? My work? My son? His dog? I found a dumpster full of old pharmaceuticals and needles. The sanitarium drug had filled up because they didn't want to pay for the getting rid of them properly.
It hurts so bad.
I called the chief. I did it from the First Baptist Church so I'd have a witness. And I got in touch with the EPA. EPA was scheduled to come January 23rd, I think it was. They made sure I was in jail that day so that I couldn't get the town in trouble. See, Risa, you don't know the whole story. They'll sit in a different town and live by different rules. But the problem is, one of your Texas Rangers there is bad because he's covering up for Marlin. Masons, right? I wrote to McLennan County Sheriff's Office and told them about what was going on in Marlin. And that deputy, why would he go to Marlin to kill himself? He didn't. I never will believe he did. I believe that teacher that lived behind me killed herself. I was stupid enough to try to get help, and they tried to help me. A 32-year-old woman hung in her cell 2 hours after she calls her husband in that he'd had an OD. You cannot get booked that fast. You're supposed to not even take her in until you finish the crime scene.
I hate you, Marlon. I hate you.
And what's so funny is they all walked away. As soon as they knew it was getting hot, they all walked away. And they got away with it. Yeah, you got 14 million now, but what happened to the 16 million in 2009? Where is it? Nobody seemed to know. Or the $150,000 worth of school fund money that just took off walking.
Please help me.
Nobody knew.
I'm never gonna be right until this is over. Please.
Something is not right. Risa, I want to know. This is all I want to know from all of you fucking reporters. Was it because I was in the sex field that I didn't have no rights? That it was okay for a cop to do whatever he wanted to me? Is that why? Because rape is not about sex. It's about violence and domination. You should know that. Anyway, my name is Felon Carla Holland Strange. And did you know my probation officer there informed me that I could not do my YouTubes anymore? That is your First Amendment. Thing is, they're used to dealing with Marlin people that don't know their rights, but I did know them, and they still didn't protect me. Because they had such a big glove over everybody. Just imagine how many of your own family members have been done that way. The town's just falling apart. Just get Miss Young out of there before it does, because that's the only good thing in Marlin. Miss Young, I love you. I love you too, Deborah. Nobody else. I tried. All I wanted was something that was special there. I didn't tear that place up. Martinez and them was tearing my house up as fast as I was fixing it. They were running the damn. They had the Mexican Mafia running through there at least one Saturday every month for a big meeting. And none of y'all noticed those big old thugs standing outside the hotel with their guns and everything. Nobody. The tunnels have been used for a lot more than you know. If anybody ever goes down there, they're going to find out the tunnels have been expanded. The town's going to implode. Y'all didn't listen to me. I would go check. Because my videos are going to continue until I get my name cleared.
This is the only way I can do it too.
I want my name cleared. I want my name cleared. And I don't want any fucking record. Assault on my sister. I was in the hospital. She wasn't. She didn't have a fucking mark. But Hall and them, they just wanted to stick it to Carla again. Grass tickets, $6,000 worth. Denny, you cannot have people doing their community service cleaning your damn clerk's house. That's illegal. Yes. Yes, it is. And guess what? I turned that into Crime Stoppers too. I did it. I don't hide behind anything. And humiliating people in court, that's not a very judgy thing to do. And neither is calling felons for your jury. You know how many felons I heard listed in your jury call? Lots.
Someone help me get this people down.
Anyway, peace out. Many blessings, massive orgasms when you can get them. And by the way, do you remember that fire that wiped out the first dog shelter over there, the one that was just a hellhole. I went in on 4th of July weekend to go see if there was any puppies or anything I needed to pick up, to get homes for. Every animal was laying out there dead. They had burned to death because nobody showed up to water them during the heat of the summer. And guess what? Mr. Kirk made sure there wasn't an animal shelter there the next day. It went up in flames. Y'all like to cure things with fire. And by the way, Risa, check it out. In between 2010 and 2015, there was a house fire every 3 weeks like clockwork. Look at the black capped hydrants. Amazing. Little things that people didn't notice. I mean, hell, it's like a dick slapping you in the face. Dumbasses. Peace out. Hello. My name is reporter